So yeah, as I was saying, I'm Jamie Pearson. I'm program leader and senior lecturer in initial teacher education. I also teach a BA education and training program as well at the college. If you want to email me or get in touch with me about anything that we talk about today, my email's on there. It's jpearson@darlington.ac.uk. So what I'm going to ask you to do, first things first, is just add a comment on this Jamboard. So I put the link in the comments. So the question is, what do you hope to take away from this session? So if you've not used Jamboard before, I'll talk you through it. So open the link that I've shared on there. And then on the left-hand side, you'll see some options. So there's a sticky note option, which is usually the easiest one. So you click on the sticky note option, type in what your response is going to be, and it'll come up and appear on the board. And then we'll just leave it there for the rest of the session. Hello. Okay. Excellent. So some good comments on there, some things that I hope that we'll be able to answer as well in this session. But keep adding them if you haven't had one already. So what I'm hoping to do then is introduce and demonstrate three. I know the advert said two. It said FlipGrid and ThingLink. If we got time, I'm also going to talk about NearPod as well. I've started using it recently, and I think it's really, really good. So if you've not used that before, it's another thing I hope we get time to cover. And then we'll discuss some of the barriers to using them and how to overcome those barriers as well. So just a bit of context then. So these are a couple of studies, are quite older studies now, considering the massive changes we've had in the world in the last few years. So 2012 study found that most commonly cited reason for the lack of technology implementation in the classroom is inadequate professional development and training, which can be the case. I know what we found is in the last year, that has been flipped on its head and that's been challenged. So I don't think that is the issue that people have anymore with integrating these technologies in their classroom. And then in 2016, the most common reason mentioned by teachers for not actively integrating new technologies is that they were already satisfied with their current lesson plans. And again, given COVID, given the situation that we're in now, that's completely been flipped on its head. We need to change, we need to adapt because of the circumstances that we find ourselves in. So that just gives us a little bit of context, but I'm not going to go into the depth of some of the other people we've seen today. But those same traits, the same things that we've seen apply still, cultural capital and cultural poverty and things like that. And these are ways of addressing those kind of issues as well, to some extent. So the first thing that I want to talk about, and actually all of these tools are things that have been around for quite a long time now. They aren't particularly new. So ThingLink, for example, it's been around since 2010. It's 11 years old this year. Originally, it was developed in Finland. Now it's based in California in the USA. And they won an award from UNESCO in ICT and education in 2018. But like I said, it's been around for a long time. It's been one of those things that, for me personally, I've always wanted to find a way of using it, but I had never really knew how to use it or when to use it or what to do with it. And it's only, pardon me, it's only really when we have that opportunity to experiment with these things, you finally come up with new and inventive ways of using them. So what it is, it's a platform that allows users to augment and adapt images and videos and create virtual tours. It's got a lot of built-in features that allow you to add additional information, articles, videos, web links to original or existing images and videos. And I'll show you how it works in a few seconds. And it can be used by, it's been used, sorry, by over 4 million people around the world as well. So it's quite a popular thing that's being used now, and especially given lockdown and the current state of education, it's something that's becoming more and more frequently used. So let's have a look. So pretty straightforward. You need to sign up. It's free to use. And then once you've signed up and you log in, it looks very much like this. I hope you can all see my screen okay. So like I say, I'm not an expert by any means, but it's something that I've been trying to use for my courses in different ways. I'm trying to think of different ways to use it as well. So just to give you an example, so in the summer, I spent 2 days putting up new wall displays in the classroom. And then by the time we got to October, we weren't really teaching in the classroom anymore. So I realized that no one's really using these wall displays, and all my work that I'd spent those 2 days doing wasn't being utilized by the students. So this is when I had my first spark moment with ThingLink. Like, what I can do is I could take a picture of the classroom, and I could use the display as the image, and then add the ThingLink links to make it interactive online. So what it is, you see the display there, and you see all the little images and icons flashing up around the screen. So what you can do with ThingLink is you can add in, say, a video, a link to YouTube. So you click on the link, it takes you straight to the video. So that is Tom Sheraton talking about the Rosenshine principles of instruction. Okay. And that's related to the poster of the same topic on my display. So it's even more interactive than the actual classroom display was in the first place. I've got another video in there. It talks about critical thinking and the importance of critical thinking in teacher education. Some other images of, I've got Bloom's taxonomy there. And professional standards from the ETF. So they're all things that my students particularly are expected to use on a daily basis almost. And it's just quick links. So I could share this link to the ThingLink on our Google Classroom or whatever VLE you use, and then they can access these things. And it's just an easy way of accessing it. It's a visual way of accessing them as well. It's worked really nicely. I've also got some posters, so you can upload the images of your posters as well that you've got in the classroom. And then again, it's something that they can use even though we aren't in the classroom at the moment. So that's how I've used it so far. But that's only one of the things you can do on ThingLink. So if I show you the create button, you'll see that you get options of upload image, upload a video, upload a 360 VR image, or upload a 360 video. And this is where it works really nicely with Google Earth, because you can use the Google Earth app to create your own 360 image and then upload that onto ThingLink and add in those icons and add in those links to different things that you want to do. But also on here, there is a whole load of stock images and stock videos and 360 interactive videos and images that you can already use. So this is one. So in a previous life, I was a history teacher. So I've only recently become a lecturer in education. So I'm very fascinated with history and ancient Egypt. And I thought it was really interesting that someone had filmed a 360 image of this temple in Egypt. And what ThingLink allows you to do is visit it and have a look around as if you were there. But what you can also do once you're in there, I hope that's working okay for everyone. You can add in some instructions. So I was going to use this image as a platform to do some presentations. So students were going to hand in posters. I was going to put the posters up in here, and the students would get the link and they'd access each other's posters and see them, and then they could comment on them, things like that, in our usual chat format. But it's nice, and there's lots of different things you can use and lots of different images and videos that exist already on ThingLink if you don't want to film your own. I did have problems trying to do a 360 image of my own because my camera wasn't up to the task. I think you do need to have a specific 360 camera to do it. But like I said, there's a lot of stuff on there already that you can use. So what I was going to do, I was just going to demonstrate how easy, how quick it was to create a ThingLink from scratch. So here's the image of the classroom that I used for my previous one. So it takes a few minutes to create the image as a ThingLink. You can see the loading bar along the bottom. And then once it's all loaded, the image will show up, and then there'll be some options along the left-hand side of the screen, and you can start adding in your different icons and the different links that you want to use for your students. And we got. So there's the image. So there's this button on the left, Add Tag, and it gives you some other options now. So you can add text and media, you can add a text label, and you can add content from a website. So add a text label. So I could choose an icon, information, nice big red one that stands out, and say, navigate around the room. And then when you scroll over that, it'll give you the instruction of navigate around the room. Another one, so I like to use to add content from the website, and this is where the videos show up as an embedded video rather than a link to a video. So again, I've just got that the video link that I used in the other one. But I can just add the URL in there, select an icon, and you'll see the different icons, and it's got a YouTube icon in there. You can select that, and it shows up, and you can just drag it around wherever you want to put it. So that's the Rosenshine principles. So I put that there. What else do we have? So another content from a website. So I've got another link here about adverse childhood experiences. So again, add the link in, choose a icon. So this one, let's choose an image. There we go. Creates it, and you can put it over there. And then when you click on them, it shows up what's in that link, and it shows it right there. You don't need to go to another web page or open another tab. And then the other things you can do, so you can add some media, so you could upload an image. And this takes a little bit longer, but I've got an image of my face somewhere. There it is. And what also exists on ThingLink is there's an archive of the ThingLinks that other people have created and made public, so anyone else can go in and access them. And you'll find that there's a whole bunch of them that have been done in different classrooms. There's some really good ones that I've seen where teachers must have spent a good bit of time creating this ThingLink. And they've set up, they've got an image or a 360 image of the classroom, and for each table they've got different tasks on, and they've got links to those different tasks, and it looks really good, and it's something that I really want to try and do. I just haven't got around to doing it yet. This is taking longer than I thought it might, but the principle's the same. And it does take a little bit longer when it's your own image rather than content from a website, but the idea, it'll show up right there when you click on that icon rather than taking your link somewhere else. And for that, you could just add in the name of the teacher. You could do it as ID for all the different students in there so they can get to know each other. Rather, if there's people that are a bit shy talking one-to-one, they can use it as profiles and things like that, which sounds like it might work. But there we go. And then I could add my name. And that's done. And then once I scroll over that, there we go. And you can add audio and other things in there as well. So that's pretty much what it does, and it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty easy to use, and there's lots of different things you can do on there. I mean, this is with the flat image, and it's not as interactive with the flat image. The 360 image is much more interactive. It's much more fun and engaging, I think, as well. And you can scroll around it. But that's ThingLink. And again, the same thing you can do with videos as well. So let's say that one's done. I'll go back to my home page. So there's some in here that are just demonstrations of other people have done. So this is a sample of an interactive video. So you've got the different things in. So you've got information. So it's a Eurasian magpie. Gives you some different images of that bird. And then some more information about it as well. So again, that's a way that you can make an image interactive, sorry, a video interactive, and put those icons in there and put those links in there for some information. And what you can also do is you can take shots from Google Earth and add them in here, and then add in the tags and the different links that you want to use as well. So for students that are doing catering, this has been a useful tool for them, where they can take a picture of the kitchen and add labels to the different utensils and things that they use and the different recipes in there. And that can all show up for the students as well. Again, you can just drag around with your mouse and look around the image, and it's got different tags in there as well. So that is ThingLink. So moving on then, we've got FlipGrid. Now, FlipGrid is completely different to ThingLink. It's a video discussion platform, and it belongs to Microsoft. I don't think it originated as a Microsoft platform, but they certainly bought it. And what it enables you to do is to send out a video to all your students, and then they can respond in kind with a video. So you can see and hear from all your students. It fosters a fun and supportive learning environment as well. So in FlipGrid, you're able to post discussion prompts, and students can respond with short video clips, whether they're learning in class or from home. So again, I'll just give you a bit of a demonstration with this one. Sorry, I didn't change my... I don't think my slides are showing anymore, are they? Let's share my screen again. There we go. So this is what FlipGrid looks like. So it's just flipgrid.com. And you can sign in or sign up as an educator. I've already signed in, but it's just linked to my Google account. So I'll just quickly sign in. And this is what the home page looks like once you're signed in. So you can create different groups. So if you've got several different classes, they're your different groups. So I've created one class, which is my PGC Cert Ed class, full-time group, but I could create another group, and it's pretty quick to do. So say this is my demo class, and you can create the link for it as well. So join code would be Pearson demo 1. There we go. And it tells you if that's available. So then the link would be flipgrid.com/Pearson demo 1. And then it gives you an option of how you want to share the link with your students. So you can email them, you can add students' usernames. I use this one, so I do it through Google Classroom. So you just send the link on Google Classroom. My students can log in through Google Classroom onto FlipGrid and then respond to the thing that I've sent them out. Or you can do a public one. So I'm going to, for the purpose of this, I'm going to make it public because I'm going to send it out to you guys. Okay. So the status is active. So it allows me to see emails when people respond. And then you can put a banner in. So it could be an image that you already have, or there's some different options underneath here. There we go. Let's have the cat with the glasses on. It can be our group banner. So there, my group's been created, and it will send out a hello, I am video, getting people to introduce themselves automatically. You can use that if you want to. I don't want to use that, so I'm just going to delete it as a topic. And then once you've got your group, then you can start adding a new topic. So so there we go. So then that's the title of the video and what I want you to do. And then I can click on this button and I can film myself doing a video that would be sent out to the people that I send the link to. So let's give it a quick go. So hi guys, film a 15-second response to how you feel the sessions have gone today and how you have experienced the EdTech 2.0 festival. And then I'm going to finish it. And if I'm happy with it, I can just click on next, or I could add some different effects to it if I wanted to. I'm not really much of an effect person, but let's go with the rainbows. So hi guys, film a 15-second response to how you feel the sessions have gone today and how you have experienced the EdTech 2. So then if I wanted to edit anything or change it, I could go back, or I could just click on next, and I'm happy with it for now. Confirm, I'm happy with that. And it'll take a few seconds to upload the video. So there we go. What you can also do is you can take clips from YouTube or from other sources as well. It doesn't have to be you filming your own clips. And then it gives you some options underneath here. So do you want to moderate? I would always put yes, you want to moderate the videos before they go public. How do you want your students to respond? So can they no response, just text comments only? Can they view each other's videos and respond with other videos? Say yes, and then you can do the length of the video that you want them to respond, so 15 seconds, and then create the topic. And it gives you a link. And then what I'm going to do is copy that and share it with you guys. There we go. I've shared that in the comments. So what you'll be able to do now is click on that link and then film your own response to the question. So you can watch the video that I've sent you, and then you can, in response, film a video and send it back to me as the teacher. So you can do that if you want to, but you don't necessarily have to. Oh, it'd be good to get some feedback though, so that might be a good idea. So again, another quite handy little tool that we can use to get some quick feedback from students, especially during lockdown where we aren't in classroom, we're not seeing them all. Do have some issues. Some students might not want to respond with it. There might be some safeguarding issues with it as well. So we have to bear those things in mind when we're using this. So the third thing that I want to talk about then is NearPod. Now, this is also something that's been around for quite a while, 9 years or so. So NearPod, it helps teachers to develop interactive lessons, whether they're in the classroom or whether they're teaching virtually. What I really, really like about NearPod is that it allows you to do some of those things that you would do as classroom teachers. Some of the activities that you might do as classroom teacher, quizzes or missing words or card sorts and things like that. And it allows you to create those digitally, and it's really quick and really useful. Now, I'm going to demonstrate how I use this. So there's two ways of using it. You can log on to NearPod and create something from scratch, and you essentially create a set of slides like you would on Google Slides or on PowerPoint, and then you can share those slides with your students. And rather than you sitting and going through the slides on your own screen and everyone watching your screen, so students can go through it on their own screens, and you can set it as it's either asynchronously or synchronously. So you're all doing it at the same time, and the students have to wait for you to change slide, and then their slides will change on their screens. Or if it's asynchronous, you can just set it and the students can do it in their own time and go through the slides, and you get a report back to say that the students have completed the slides that you've sent out. So I'll show you how I do it. So recently, and this is where it links in with what Wayne was saying in his session a few minutes ago, one of the latest add-ons is the NearPod add-on. So I've already got it in there, but if you haven't used add-ons before, it's pretty straightforward. You can go to Get Add-ons, and then there it is, NearPod. You just click it, download it. It takes a few minutes. As I've already got it, I'll just open it up. Unfortunately, with NearPod, you do have to pay to get all the features, but there is a free version which has some of the features, but not all of them. I'm currently on a 30-day trial with all of the features, which is pretty good. So just for an example, so now what I can do, I can create the Google Slides that I already had open and create them and make them into a NearPod, right? And what I've got on the right-hand side is this little navigation bar with different options. So for example, that's that task we did with Jamboard earlier on. What you could do with NearPod is you can create a collaborative board. So it's the same idea, just does it via NearPod, and I'll show you what it looks like as an end product once I've done it. So I could ask the same question again. What are your expectations? And then you can choose the type of board you want. I always go for the cork board. I think it looks cool. And save that. And once it's saved, it'll add a slide then into your Google slide that you already had, and you can just delete the one that you previously had that you're replacing it with. And then you can see at the end of the session, I've got a discussion. So again, what I could do is add in something from on here. I could add in an open-ended question. And if, like me, you have a whole bunch of slides and you've got activities built into your slides that are for the classroom, and you have to really think of ways to do them online, NearPod helps with that. And it helps really quickly with some of the things as well. Not everything, but with a lot of the things that you might do in the classroom. So what was the question? What are the issues when using these tools? Right, and I can save that. And then that'll open very much like a collaborative board again, to be honest. But we'll see what it looks like at the end. So again, it just looks like that when it has the slide in. But once you create it into NearPod, it looks different once the link's been sent out. And then what else can you do? So you can add in links to FlipGrid as well. So you can add in FlipGrids in there. You can add in BBC videos. You can add in audios. You can add in a drawing tool. Matching pairs has been quite popular as well when I've used it. You can put quizzes in and polls in. And then there's this little game called Time to Climb. It's a quiz, but it's an interactive game as well. And you have little characters and they can climb to the top of the mountain or swim along a sea. So it might be quite good for younger learners as well. But I'll put in a quick quiz question. So the right answer. Oh, I want to add another question actually. Let's save that. It adds in a quick quiz as well. And then you can just decide where you want it to be. So then once you're happy, you've done your slides and you've put in some of these activities that NearPod allows you to add in, you can click this button at the bottom, save and go to NearPod. And then what it does, it takes a few minutes, but it creates it as a NearPod. And this is what it looks like. So this is the NearPod home screen now. I hope you can all see that. And it's just saying there, almost there. It's all. There we go. And then it gives you some options of how you want to do it. So it can be live participation via Zoom. So it doesn't link directly with Google Meet, unfortunately. You can put live participation and you can share the link or student paste. So I'm going to click the live participation one. And then it opens up, it gives me a code and I can just copy that link, share it in here. Now you've got that link in the comments, would you all click on it for me? And it'll open up a tab on your computers or your phones in NearPod. And we can finish the session on NearPod. And I can see at the bottom if people have logged in. Let me know if you have any problems with that. I think it's pretty quick. You can do it pretty quickly. Let me know when you're all in there. I've got 11. When I use it, what I do, like I'm doing now, is I'll have my NearPod screen open on Google Classroom so that the students that aren't able to log in through it directly can still follow along with the lesson. It just means they don't get to do the interactive elements of the lesson, which hasn't actually been, I don't think we've had that problem at all yet, to be honest. I'll just carry on. So then I'm going through the same slides, but this is where the first NearPod activity is then. So now ask me if I want to approve the messages, and then it'll prompt you to answer the question. So what are your expectations? And very much the same way that you did with the Jamboard earlier on, you can do that using NearPod. So you can then add your expectations into that comment. So if anyone wants to do a quick comment in there for me, just to see that it's working. Oh yeah, and then I get flags up. Do I want to? There we go. Do I want to approve what's in there? Okay. So then again, I can just click along and it'll change the slides on your device. So you come in along with me. So very much I've just used the same slides that I've already gone through. But then we're going to come to a discussion. So here we go. Discussion at the end. So what are the issues then when using these tools? So now on NearPod, it should allow you to participate in answering that question. If you aren't on NearPod, you can participate on the Google Meet. You can either comment or you can just turn your mic on and give me a shout. That's true, Rachel, yeah. Do need good internet to run this. So yeah, on mine, I can see that I've had 55% of students participate in answering that question now. And there's some good comments in there, and they're all very, very good comments and responses to that question as well. You know, there is issues with hardware when it comes to any of these integrated technologies. As was mentioned in Josh's session, there are companies and there are colleges and schools and the government is trying to address that issue as quickly as it can. But until we have fiber optic broadband in every household in the country, there are still going to be connectivity issues, certainly. There are some kind of privacy issues with these things as well, and safeguarding issues that we have to be aware of. So don't use them until you've considered those things, and make sure that you are using them wisely and that your students are protected and safe when they're being used. The thing I like about NearPod is that it does allow the teacher to approve everything before it becomes public. And the same with FlipGrid to some extent, but there is that worry with videos and asking students to respond with videos. But yeah, and then good comments in there and just see we're pressed for time. So I'll move on to the next slide. So again, use the quiz so you can all respond to the quiz. Yeah, you probably saw me put the correct answer in, so I expect 100% of you to get this one correct. So in what country was ThingLink originally developed? Yeah, well done. So 66% correct answer, and that's with not everyone answering. It was Finland. You are correct, the majority of you. Well done. So all that I have left is, do you have any questions? Or, well, what questions do you have, which I found is a better way of phrasing, do you have any questions? Sorry, I rushed towards the end. I just saw that we're a little bit pressed for time.
Hi, Jamie. Chris Brown here. Thank you very much. I really enjoyed watching that NearPod presentation in particular. Can you see Google Meet in the background if you've got, say, for example, just a single screen, or does it become a bit of a black box and a fog of war? Because I worry with younger kids, if you're not watching the Meet in the background, things could be going on unseen, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so with NearPod, you can have the Google Meet on, and you can see your students there using the NearPod link. If you want to do that, it's entirely up to you how you run it. When I'm teaching via Google Meet, I make sure that all my students' cameras are on, and that they are interacting, so I can see what they're doing. And then I can see that they're going along with the NearPod, because I can see their interaction on the NearPod screen as well. I don't know if that answered your question, or did that answer your question?
It's for me. We use Cisco WebEx as our sort of platform for delivering live lessons, and it's got a really nice feature in that the chat and things can pop to the front. I think Zoom does the same as well. Whereas at the minute, Google Meet's chat is embedded within the Meet sort of browser window, and if you are looking at NearPod, then you're not looking at your Meet browser window, and then potentially, do you see what I mean? You've got that issue.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, that can be an issue with Google Meet. You can turn off the chat function and the comment function on Google Meet, though.
Yeah, for me, I think Google's getting there. For me, it's the cameras are the bit that really scare me. You know, for example, if you're not watching the kids' cameras and then somebody does something really outrageous on camera, it's kind of me being ultra paranoid about it. But I think that's always a good, it's a good starting point, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone sets up in different ways. I have two screens, so I can have everyone's I can see the cameras at the same time as using the NearPod and using these different features at the same.
Two screens are the way to go. From home, I've got two screens, but at school, if I'm in there, I've got a tiny little monitor.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, it's a good question. But I think we're getting there, and I think if teachers are open-minded about trying to use these things and experiment with them, they can see where the benefits are and actually things that need to be improved, and let the companies know, because as Josh mentioned, they are quite responsive to comments and feedback as well. We've seen that with Google in the last year.
For me, what I was kind of hoping was like NearPod could actually host the voice call or the video call, all as a one solution, because that means the kids don't have two things open. Because if you've got a relatively poor machine or a poor internet
Yeah.
connection, that restricts it. Whereas if it was an all-in-one solution, that would have been really good. But
Yeah, well, it does it via Zoom.
right.
I haven't actually used it via Zoom. I've not used Zoom before, but there is an option where you can have live participation via Zoom, and I think it is an integrated system that way. But it's just not something that I've used personally.
Thank you very much.
No problem. What other questions have we got? So Daniela, thank you for your question. Of the 3 platforms that I've used, I think, again, it's different because you use them in different ways. NearPod I used during the lesson, and everyone was using it. It was really good. And again, I teach people that want to be teachers, and they're all pretty engaged. They're all good students, really. I have to say that because some of them are in here as well. But they're all engaged. They all take part in the things that I'm experimenting with, and I think it's good for them to, as trainee teachers, to see me experimenting with these different technologies and platforms as well. But NearPod has been pretty popular, and everyone seemed to enjoy it when I used it. Again, with the ThingLink, you can see when I put it up, it's had 74 views. I've only got 10 students in my full-time class that I sent it to. So people are engaging with it. People are going back into it and looking at it. And then with FlipGrid, that's the one that I've had the lowest participation with so far. But then that might be due to the fact that I only sent it out last Friday, and it's this week, it's half term, so they might not have looked at their emails and things like that. And it is that idea of sending a video back is a little bit more daunting than sending back a comment or a piece of written work. And yeah, the nasty comments thing, but again, be cautious with how you use these things. Like I said, with Google Meet, you can turn off the comments. There is an option. It's up to you how you run your sessions, but there are issues. Right, any other questions, anyone? Well, thank you for coming and participating in my session. I hope it's helped and it's given you some food for thought for what you want to do moving forward in your different scenarios. And also thanks to Wayne for organising and hosting today's EdTech Fest. It's been really useful for me as well. So thanks, everyone. Nice to meet you all.